Hey everyone, Brian from Baffer here. Today I'll be sharing my top 13 social media strategies and tips for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Social media has a huge opportunity to be a brand awareness and sales tool for your business. But social media can also be a huge challenge for those of us who wear multiple hats throughout the day, particularly those who run small businesses or entrepreneurs. I know because I've been there. These 13 tips and strategies are going to help you as small businesses and entrepreneurs prioritize what's important on social media so that you can grow your accounts and drive sales starting today. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with number one. My number one tip is you have to make a commitment to social media. Social media can be a real challenge. So my top tip to you as small businesses and entrepreneurs is to make social media a priority for you and your business and your employees. Start off by planning, create a strategy, create goals. What do you see as success with social media? Is it brand awareness? Is it sales? Is it somewhere in between? Having a plan will help you make that commitment to social media right from the beginning. So starting with the plan, understanding the tools that are gonna help you achieve that plan, and then looking outside to your peers and competitors for what's working for them is a great place to start. All right, number two, and this goes back to what I mentioned briefly in number one, and that's establishing some goals for your social media program. Everything starts and ends with goals. And setting proper goals based on desired outcomes is the most important thing that you can do. It's super important to develop a social media strategy that aligns with your goals so that you can determine whether your social media program is successful or not. When creating goals, it's important to be specific as possible. So if you're using social media to drive brand awareness, what are the metrics around that goal that will help you to define brand awareness? Is it likes, traffic to your website, engagement to social media posts, or somewhere in between? Having specific goals based on a specific objective is the first step in creating great goals and the first step in understanding whether your social media is working or not. And of course, goals are super important because if you're off the path, and you're not finding success with social media, goals will help you to define the next action step needed to take to get back on the path of success on social media. Tip number three for small businesses and entrepreneurs on social media is to remember to share who you are as a brand or a business. Remember that social media is social. People are on social media to share content with their friends, connect with family members, and yes, of course, connect with you as a brand. But people won't want to connect with your brand unless you're sharing things that are human, authentic, engaging, things that speak to people on a human level. But the best I can do is to tell you to remember to share who you are. What makes you unique as an entrepreneur or a small business? Is it your values? Is it your company? Is it your employees? Is it your product? What makes you special? Why would people want to follow you on social media? What would make them want to share your content with their friends? What makes you unique as a company? What makes you unique personality-wise? And also keep in mind that creating content isn't necessarily just showing how your product can benefit your users. It's about helping people. It's about providing useful, relevant content time and time again so that they go to you as a trusted source of inspiration. Number four, setting time aside for social media. I know this can be the hardest thing to do as entrepreneurs and small businesses. The key to establishing a great social media presence is sharing great social media content. And for busy business owners, taking the time to create great content can easily be pushed aside, which is okay. What I encourage you to do is to take time and batch time dedicated to social media content creation. Tip number five is to listen to your customers rather than just simply promoting. One of the best things about social media is that it offers an open-ended community to communicate one-on-one with potential customers and current customers. That type of open-ended communication is rare these days. And so social media offers that opportunity to small businesses and entrepreneurs whose customer base might be smaller to start out. So connecting one-on-one is super important when you're looking to grow your social media community when you're first starting out. So what I mean by listening to your customers is what kind of questions are they asking in community forums, in your product, on social media? Are these ideas for potential blog topics, social media content, videos, you name it? Taking the approach of listening to your customers rather than simply promoting your product not only gives you greater insights into your customers' preferences, their fears, their challenges, but it also builds a loyal customer base that you can lean into later down the line. Tip number 6, focusing your effort. networks. You've probably heard the saying, it's better to be on one social media network than spread thin across many. Well, that statement is absolutely true. By focusing your efforts on one social media platform as opposed to 2, 3, or 4, you're gonna hone your skills. And so by focusing your efforts on one channel, you increase your likelihood of success tenfold, maybe more. Strategy number 7 for small businesses and entrepreneurs is automating your processes. So we've already talked about the benefits of using tools like Buffer to schedule your social media posts and analyze your posts, but there's a lot of other processes that you can automate in the meantime that will help you be successful on social media. Tip number 8 is picking the right tools for your business. So when thinking about tools as a small business or entrepreneur, I like to break it down into 5 different sections of potential tools. You have your collaborate tools, your attract tools, your acquire tools, your retain tools, and your measuring tools. Those 5 tools will help you be successful on a daily basis. Strategy number 9, creating a social media calendar. Having a comprehensive overview of everything you want to send out to social media within the next few months, even within the year, is irreplaceable for brands and businesses looking to be successful on social media. A good social media calendar consists of major company events, major company product releases, and major holidays within whatever country or even the world that you want to celebrate as a company. A great social media strategy means posting consistently. And what better way to do that than to hold yourself accountable through a content calendar? Create a unique calendar. It can be an Excel spreadsheet, it can be a Google Doc, doesn't matter how you do it, whatever calendar service that you prefer. Create a map. Whatever the event is, put it in your social media calendar. Strategy number 10, remembering that passion helps to create amazing social media content. I find that the biggest challenge for me on social media is creating great content on a consistent basis. Number 11, learning from the best. We'll be the first to admit that we don't have a ton of resources. We don't have a lot of time to commit to creating great content. We just don't have what bigger, better brands have in terms of social media resources. So the best thing you can do as a business leader is to follow peers and competitors both inside and outside your industry. Strategy number 12 of 13, don't forget that engagement drives growth on social media. Whether you have a company of 100 or just one, engagement on social media is one of the most important factors you can use to drive growth of your channels over time. We talked about it earlier in this video, but engagement really is the key and the core to every social media strategy.